We own these streets like we're royalty, with empty pockets and worn out jeans. Living our lives like we're kings and queens. We're running wild on these diamond dreams. I got a fast car, but most days it don't start. But that paint shines just like new. And I got dumb friends, but man I love them, 'cause there ain't a thing for me they wouldn't do. We always talk about how we'll get out, but really we're happy just hanging around. We own these streets like we're royalty, with empty pockets and worn out jeans. Living our lives like we're kings and queens. We're running wild on these diamond dreams. We got a mansion, it's made of apartments, and you can find me in 23A. We climb to the rooftop, forget what we don't got. Yeah, we wouldn't have it any other way. We own these streets like we're royalty, with empty pockets and worn out jeans. Living our lives like we're kings and queens. We're running wild on these diamond dreams. We're running wild on these diamond dreams. We always talk about how we'll get out, but really we're happy just hanging around. Money can buy you a kingdom of things, but you can't put a price tag on these diamond dreams. We own these streets like we're royalty, with empty pockets and worn out jeans. Living our lives like we're kings and queens. We're running wild on these diamond dreams. We own these streets like we're royalty, with empty pockets and worn out jeans. Living our lives like we're kings and queens. We're running wild.
And it is my pleasure to be hosting BMS ceremony for the induction and turnover. It is indeed a fabulous and glamorous night for all of us. And there are 101 reasons of getting dressed elegantly and ravishingly tonight. So, without further ado, let's get the ball rolling and the lights beaming. Paparazzis, get ready with your cameras as we start the BMS Processional Walk of Fame. May we call on to walk on our prestigious red carpet the BMS director, starting with Dr. Jovelyn Ramos-Yu, BMS Director Dr. Hubert Paulino, BMS COMELEC Dr. Hanely Faith Cervantes, Chairman. Our members of the COMELEC, Dr. Jerome Ontoy, Dr. Peter Marcos De Jesus. Let's get ready for the BMS Officers 2021-22. Let's pave the way for the red carpet premiere, starting with Dr. Mario Loy Santiago, Scientific Committee, Dr. Lisbeth Santo Tomas, CME Coordinator, Dr. Jacqueline Calma, Auditor, Dr. Debbie Ann Oliveros, Assistant Treasurer, Dr. Philip Raymond Cruz, Treasurer, Dr. Grace Retuerma, Assistant Secretary, Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas, Secretary, Dr. Bobby Galicia, Vice President. Dr. Ruel Camina, BMS President 2001. Dr. Rosario Divina Perez, BMS President 2007. Dr. Elpidia Mendoza de Guzman, BMS President 2009. Dr. Marieta Katipunan, BMS President 2017. Dr. Adeline Blesila Gatmaitan, BMS President 2017 to 2021. Gorgeous President, Dr. Silvina Clemente Jr. Equally beautiful BMA Central Luzon Governor, Dr. Agnes Lourdes Fernando. Applause for our dear Philippine Medical Association President, Dr. Minerva Kalimag.
Let's bow our heads. Can be so good. Can be so hard. Never knowing much there will be.
patawat ko'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan kamay di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw-araw ating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya at pagko'y makamit, mamamatay lang dahil sa'yo.
Ang puso ko'y dikit ng kasayahan, dahil ako ay kasama sa tanan. Ang lahat may hintong nasa, makisigat masigla. Kapisanan ay tunay ang damdamin, suliranin di kung kaya'y pawiin. Indalangin natin na dapat sa may kapal, may lunas sa lahat. Awit ng PNA, tayo ay magdiwang, magtulungan, pag-unlad ng bayan. Ang kailangan ibigay sa tanan, kalusugan at kasaganahan. Ang puso ko'y dikit ng kasayahan, dahil ako ay kasama sa tanan. Ang lahat may pintong nasa, makisigat masigla. Kapisanan ay tunay ang damdamin, suliranin nitong baya'y pawiin. Inalangin natin na dapat sa may kapal, may lunas sa lahat. Inalangin natin na dapat sa may kapal, may lunas sa Samahan ng mga doktor ng Bulacan, tayo'y manindigan sa paglingkod ng tapat sa sangkatauhan. Sa ating balikan na sanlalay ang kalusugan ng bayan. Tayo'y magkaisa kailanman, ating iskawang mabuhay. Bulacan Medical Society, united we stand in service to humanity and love to motherland. The health and progress of our community lie on the shoulders of everyone. Bulacan Medical Society, we unite forever mabuhay. Bulacan Medical Society, united we stand in service to humanity and love to motherland. The health and progress of our community lie on the shoulders of everyone. Bulacan Medical Society, we unite forever mabuhay.
The national officers of the Philippine Medical Association, headed by the President, Dr. Maria Minerva Kalimag, to the Governor for Central Luzon, Dr. Agnes Fernando, to all the past presidents here in present, to all the officers and members of our local component society, headed by our own very dedicated and hardworking President, Dr. Elvin Clemente. To all the guests herein present, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It has always been a pleasure when colleagues will give you a task and eventually perform before an audience in the service of the Bulacan Medical Society. Thank you for giving this opportunity to present these opening remarks. Tonight marks the 95th turnover and induction ceremony of our officers for the year 2022 to 2023. Tonight is when we will officially recognize the valiant hearts of the people who exceeded the challenge of steering our beloved institution into the next frontier of the medical profession. The tasks are not easy. For us observe the governance of diverse intellectual medical professionals as ourselves bring along with it the unending resolve in making everyone important and that no one is left behind. Even the smallest inquiry matters. 95 years ago, our forebears laid down the foundation of an institution that will suppose to defeat the stagnation of time. And yes, they succeeded. For here we are, celebrating this momentous event decades after its association. And we may not put their efforts in vain. So, without further ado, in behalf of the Bulacan Medical Society officers, I would like to extend our utmost gratitude for gracing this evening with us. May you all enjoy the food and the rest of the program. Our warmest regards to all. Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat.
For the kind welcome, Dr. Galicia, and to introduce our guest of honor and inducting officer for tonight, may I call on stage my brilliant and beloved mentor from POG Central Luzon Chapter, a very dear friend, the PMA Governor for Central Luzon Region, Dr. Agnes Lourdes Fernando.
Good evening. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you our keynote speaker and inducting officer. Being different, seizing opportunities, traveling the path least traveled, and learning for life are values that have allowed our guest for tonight to stay ahead of pack. A magna cum laude graduate of class 1977 at the UST College of Science, she then pursued a medical career at the UST Faculty of Medicine and Surgery and the UST Hospital, specializing in the field of anesthesiology. Her relentless passion for lifelong learning has brought her through postdoctoral degrees in Master of Science in Clinical Epidemiology at the UP College of Medicine and a Doctor of Philosophy in Education, major in Educational Management, summa cum laude at the UST Graduate School. In 2012, she won the Most Outstanding Professional in Medicine and bested 39 other outstanding professionals in various fields to win overall the first Eric Nubla Award for Excellence in the professions awarded by PRC. In 2014, she was awarded the 26th Quintin J. Gomez Award as Most Outstanding Filipino Anesthesiologist. In 2017, she was awarded the 26th Dr. Jose P. Rizal Award for Academe. In 2021, she was awarded the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipino Teacher in Higher Education, and in 2022, Metrobank Foundation Fellowship in Public Service. She was president of the Philippine Society of Anesthesiologists in 2010 and 2011, and later, president of the Oceanic and Oceanic Society of Regional Anesthesia and Pain Medicine in 2015 to 2017. She served as Vice Chair of the Board of Examiners, member of the Board of Trustees, and as Chair of the Board of Program Accreditation of the Philippine Board of Anesthesiology. In 2014, fellow physicians voted her to lead them, or rather to lead us, as the 93rd President and the 7th Woman President of PMA on its 111th year. She was re-elected as the 97th President of PMA on its 119th year during just the recently concluded PMA election in May. Sabi nga namin, ang pagbabalik ng ating presidente. And she was my president when I was the president of Pampanga Medical Society back in 2015. And from then on, she has been a role model as a leader, but most especially as a mother. We all know she is a mother of 8 doctors, 7 of whom are recently having their subspecialties. And Athena, the youngest, close na, Athena, the youngest, is the incoming clerk at UST. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our PMA President, Dr. Marie.
Maraming salamat po. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa Bulacan Medical Society para sa lahat ng tulong, sa suporta, for trust and confidence. Throughout my leadership journey, marami po akong nakilala and marami po tayong pinagdaanan together. Gusto ko lang po sanang ipaalam sa inyo na hindi pa po tapos ang pandemya. No? Tinatamasa natin ngayon itong magkakasama tayo rito. Subalit sana, wag tayong maging complacent, no? Kasi hindi natin alam, marami pa, may dadating pang monkeypox, no? And ano rin siya, droplet infection din, no? And it's also a virus, no? Kung kaya't mapapansin niyo, hindi ko pa rin inaalis yung aking mask dahil paalis po ako papuntang Amerika in 2 weeks and ayoko pong no? Well, anyway, nagpapasalamat ang lahat para sa ating pagtulong sa gobyerno. Vaccinated. Wala pa po yung second booster. Wala pa tayong data about the second booster. Pero I'm sure kaya tayo ngayon ganito na mababa na yung ating numbers ng active cases is because of the vaccination. And alam niyo, ang laki ng role ng Philippine Medical Association dito. Dahil sa hindi po kaya ng gobyerno na i-penetrate yung mga iba-ibang mga lugar, no? Pero kaya ng PMA. Because of our 119 component societies, 75 specialty and subspecialty societies, and 45 affiliate societies, nakayanan po nating magbakuna, no, sa lahat ng mga cities and municipalities all over the Philippines. Kung kaya't nagpapasalamat sa atin ang Department of Health. Okay? So, isa pa, itong administration natin ngayon, magkakaroon po tayo ng partnerships. No? We hope to engage as of June 1. So, nakipag-usap na tayo kaagad together with the private Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines, kung saan nakipagtalakayan tayo sa PhilHealth, no? Regarding several issues na meron tayo. At ang isa nga po doon, sana, kasi sinabi natin doon na bakit ang senior citizens, no? Pagka nagtatrabaho pa tayo at kumikita tayo, nagde-pay pa rin tayo ng premium. Bangga po kasi siya sa sinasabi ng Senior Citizen Act, di ba? Na ang sinasabi doon ay dapat libre na yung ating mga medical benefits, no? So isa po 'yan sa mga opening salvo natin with regards to PhilHealth, no? And there's also yung mga ibang sinabi pa natin doon na sana tayo ay magkaroon ng seat sa PhilHealth Board as an organization. Kasi ngayon merong doctor na nakasit pero he or she doesn't speak for the whole society ng PMA. So, isa yon. Also, we started partnering with the Alliance for Asia Pacific Alliance for Disaster Management. Kung kailan tayo na kung pwedeng magkaroon din tayo ng training, no? Kasi together with Peace Winds Japan, nagkakaroon po sila ng mga training about rescue, no? Yung mga ganon. Although tayo, meron tayong sarili nating guidelines on disaster management. So, isa po yun. Also, that we will be partnering hopefully with the 10 Rotary International Districts on the area of medical missions. O yan, tumatawa na po si Dr. Camiña. So, sino po sa inyo mga Rotarians? So, there are many districts coming up and saying that we can partner with them. So, we hopefully will be able to do that. And this morning, meron po tayong meeting with the Asia Pacific Rim Universities kung saan pinag-usapan po yung mga social science strategies natin regarding the COVID pandemic and preventing future pandemics. Kasi if you will notice, mga social scientists po nag-call out nung sinasabi nating social distancing, di ba? The actual right word is physical distancing because we don't want to be socially distant from one another. In fact, gusto natin na, di ba, nakikita-kita pa rin tayo through Zoom. So, yung mga strategies na yan, hopefully we will be able to implement. So, tuloy-tuloy po tayo. Lalo na po yung, ito po yung pinaka importante sa lahat, yung digitalization of the Philippine Medical Association digital workflows. Kasi po, yung ating mga activities, no, kagaya ng financial natin, may digital siya, nakahiwalay siya sa membership. Ang importante po kasi pag-usap-usapin natin lahat ng ating mga digital initiatives sa loob ng PMA. Para po pagka nagbayad tayo, automatically active tayo, di ba yung mga ganon? Kasi minsan, ganito po ang nangyayari. Sa isang society, nagbayad ang doktor. Nagbayad ang doktor September 22. Active o hindi active? Active ba siya o hindi active? September 22. Dapat active siya, di ba? Pero binuksan ng society yung kanilang payments October 4. So nilagay niya sa resibo, October 4 ang resibo, pero nakalagay may note paid September 22. Kaya lang, nakarating po yung bayad, inipon pa, nakarating sa PMA November 12. So hindi na siya kasama sa, di ba? So yung mga ganyan po ay mga real-time, digital, things that we do, no? Para po pati yung mga emeritus, lagi na tayong up to date and all of those things. So, inaasahan ko po ang ating active participation. Natutuwa po ako at bata na po. Parang anak ko na po ang magiging presidente nyo. Kasi kasabay niya po yung pang-apat na anak ko, no? Sa med school. So, kasi po, hindi po lahat ng societies ay ganyan. Meron po mga societies na puro po kami lahat puti na ang buhok. Kung hindi po ako nagtitina. Okay? So, I'm very glad na very active ang Bulacan Medical Society on its 96th year. 95th year. 95th year. Maliit po kasi yung fonte ko. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Magkita-kita po tayo.
Allow me to introduce to you our next guest speaker. She is a fellow of the Philippine Obstetrical and Gynecological Society, a fellow of the Philippine College of Surgeons, a past president of the Pampanga Medical Society in the year 2015 to 2016, a past president of the Philippine Obstetrical Gynecological Society of Central Luzon, chapter in the year 2018. She's also the chief of clinic and the head of OB/GYN department of Pampanga Medical Specialist Hospital. A most outstanding leadership award in 2016 by the PMA and the most outstanding physician by the year 2017 by the Pampanga Medical Society. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest speaker, Dr. Agnes Fernando.
Dr. Maria Minerva P. Calimag, PMA President. Past PMA Governor, my Governor in 2015, Dr. Paul Camina. Past Presidents of Bulacan Medical Society, Dr. Adeline Gatmaitan, Dr. Rosario Divina Perez, Dr. LP De Guzman, Dr. Marietta Katipunan, and of course, Dr. Camina. Awardees for tonight, Dr. Magdalena Gonzalez and Dr. Adelina Blesila Gatmaitan. Our outgoing PMS officers led by, of course, Dr. Silvino Clemente and Vice President Dr. Bobby Galicia, and our incoming BMS officers and district directors, President Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas, and Vice President Dr. Elizabeth Santo Tomas. Colleagues, friends, good evening. It is so heartwarming to see everyone face to face finally. The COVID-19 has changed our lives 360 degrees, and it has taken a lot from us physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And this pandemic has stretched us to do things differently, but we frontliners did not stop. We did not stop from doing things that we have to do. Sabi nga po ni Secretary Galvez, nung sa PMA vaccination recognition day, hats off siya sa PMA because since the crisis talagang we went out, kahit hindi pa sinasabi ng DOH, no? We went out of our way to do things na talagang kahit ang lives natin were at stake. And so I would like to congratulate the outgoing officers, district directors of BMS, of course, led by your dynamic president, Dr. Silvino Jimenez Jr., and Vice President Bobby Galicia. Palakpakan po natin. For your selfless dedication and professionalism. Congratulations for your achievements. To the incoming officers and district directors of BMS, led by our very young Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas and Vice President Dr. Elizabeth Santo Tomas. Saan po si Dr. Elizabeth Santo Tomas? Hi, Doctora. Okay. Good luck. Rest assured, we will be here to support your future endeavors. All the best for 2022. To all our young colleagues, mga inductees natin, nasan po sila? Our young colleagues, may mga may i-induct? Okay. This will be the start of your commitment to work together with your society for the implementation of their advocacies and projects. Mabuhay ang Philippine Medical Association, mabuhay ang Bulacan Medical Society,
what Dr. Jillian has said. Parating na tayo sa exciting part. So to further move on, we now proceed with the second Dr. Juan S. Fernando Memorial Award. May we call on stage again our President, Dr. Silvino Clemente, and all our BMS past presidents to present the award. So doctors, kindly come on center stage.
Was initiated in 2015 in honor of Dr. Juan S. Fernando, the Bulacan Medical Society first and founding president in the year 1927 to 1929. The first Dr. Juan S. Fernando Memorial Award was awarded to Dr. Alberto Reyes in 2015. The year's Dr. Juan S. Fernando Memorial Award will be given to the oldest living president of the Bulacan Medical Society, who with her life devoted her services for the society's goals and ideals. She was president of BMS in 1994, and she is currently 92 years old to date. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present this year's recipient of the second Juan S. Fernando Memorial Award, Dr. Magdalena Gonzalez. She, at the moment, due to restriction of the pandemic, wasn't able to make it tonight. Allow me to call Dr. Marieta Katipunan, BMS President 2017, to receive the award on behalf of Dr. Magdalena Gonzalez. Short message.
Thank you po for this award. Muntik pa siyang hindi masama kasi alam nila mawala na si Doktora, pero sabi ko, buhay pa siya. She can't be here tonight kasi bedridden na siya, saka medyo old na talaga. So, on behalf of her, thank you for this award. Papadala namin bukas sa kanya.
Outstanding Physician for 2022. Presenting the awards are our President, Dr. Silvino Clemente, Dr. Agnes Lourdes Fernando, our PMA Governor, and our PMA President, Dr. Minerva Kalimag. Please proceed on stage.
Every year, a member of the Bulacan Medical Society is being awarded for the selfless dedication and invaluable contribution for the society. For the unwavering commitment as a physician and a social mobilizer, tonight we award the most outstanding physician. The most outstanding physician for the year 2022 is awarded to Dr. Adeline Glesila Gatmaitan.
Maraming salamat sa PMA, which meron na din po noon na nag face-to-face noong April 29. Maraming salamat. At sa Bulacan Medical Society na naging baby ko for 3 years. maraming salamat. At sa pagkakataong ito, gusto kong malaman na lahat ng members, pwede naman pong magsilbi at maging president sa atin. Sabi nga po, many are called, but few are chosen. Pero lahat tayo may kakayanan. Sa 3 taong panungkulan ko sa BMS, na ako'y inabutan din ng pandemic, sobrang magkahalong saya, lungkot, uncertainty, pero lahat dahil nakita ko yung camaraderie at naging unity ng Bulacan Medical Society, buong lakas ng loob na sinuong namin ang hirap kasama ng mga members at mga officers noong pandemya. At ang naging katwiran ko po dito, hindi po yung nakuha ko sa Bulacan Medical Society, kung hindi yung pagkakataon na napagsilbihan ko, at it made a lot of difference in my life. I was a totally new person after I was a Bulacan Medical Society president. Kung noon po, konting pasensya lang, maiksing pasensya, pagkatapos ng paging presidente, alam mo ni Doktora Kalimag yun, sobrang naging mahaba ang pasensya, mas passionate, and mas altruistic in service. At sa lahat ng members, I challenge each and every one of you, kayang-kaya natin to. At maraming salamat din po sa napili ko ng mga sumunod sa akin. Natutuwa po ako dahil Bulacan Medical Society will be great. Tama po ba? Will be great. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
We shall have a short break, and now you're still okay. We still have an additional award for the most outstanding physician. So the most outstanding physician of Bulacan Medical Society, year 2020, was given to no other than Dr. Rosario Divina Perez. Dr. Perez, congratulations. Honor again Dr. Perez. So thank you, Dr. Richard Perez. So moving on, we will be having a short break and enjoying your sumptuous sit-down dinner. So
the Boehringer Ingelheim as our sponsor. So can I have my first slide, please? So our topic for tonight is empagliflozin and linagliptin, perfect partners towards a holistic type 2 treatment. Okay? So this is my next slide, please. This is my disclosure. Next slide, please. Okay. By 2020, the American Association on Endocrinology census statement highlights that in the treatment of diabetes, a combination therapy is usually required. Dapat yung combination therapy must be complementary mechanism of actions. Alam nyo na today, sa dami ng binibigay nating mga gamot sa ating pasyente, to make it short for patient na marami ng gamot, we combine medications that are really complementary in action. And when combining medication, nalilesen yung side effect as well as nalilesen ang pagbigay natin ng maximum dose. Kaya yan yung kagandahan ng combination therapy.
Next slide, please. So, this is an equally drug na very effective on lowering down our blood sugar. The DPP-4 inhibitor, called linagliptin, plus the SGLT2 inhibitor, empagliflozin, with each corresponding advantages. Can I have my slide, please? We know that there are 8 pathophysiology of hyperglycemia, no? So, this is the ominous octet. So, nakikita natin dito, 8. Can I have? But using the combination therapy, DPP-4, linagliptin, will handle 5, plus SGLT2, will handle 5 out of the 8 core defects. So with DPP-4 of active incretins, we know that once we eat, hormone incretin do increase in our stomach, thereby increasing our insulin secretions. So sa pancreas, nag-i-increase yung release of insulin, and there will be a decrease in glucagon sa ating din pancreas. And with the liver, there will be a decreased hepatic glucose production. And we know that SGLT2, ang the superstar ngayon na gamot sa pag-treat ng diabetes, it reduces the renal glucose reabsorption. No? So, yung ating kidney, yung mga glucose natin, na dapat ay nire-reabsorb para maging source of energy, itong SGLT2, ini-inhibit niya. Sa halip, iniihi natin yung excess na asukal natin sa ating urine. Kaya yung mga walang sugar, magkakaroon ng sugar, no, sa urine when we use the SGLT2. Can we have the next slide, please? Next slide, please. So, this is now the pharmacological study of the combination therapy of empagliflozin plus linagliptin. They have recruited 1,275 patients at the backbone of metformin. And they divide the patient into 5. So, among the 5, 2 of those were given the combination therapy, and 1 is given alone, the empagliflozin 25, and the other one is EMPA-10, and the other one is Lina 5 milligrams once a day. And they have a first endpoint at the 24th week, then final at the 52nd week. Can we have the next slide, please? So, talagay ko, may nagkadoble. So, it does not appear the way it is. So, the result, so medyo nakababa, no, yung result. So, what you could see from the result, doon sa combination therapy with EMPA 25 per 5 as well as EMPA 10 per 5, there is a greater reduction. Why is it on the body weight na kayo? Palagay ko, naglaktaw. Yung HbA1c muna. Isa pa. Balik kayo ng isa pa. Yan. As to the HbA1c on the 24th week, you could see the reduction of HbA1c of 1.1 with 25 per 5 and 1 for 10 per 5. While the rest that are given a single or paisa-isa, they have just an average of HbA1c of 0.6 each. So, ibig sabihin, pag combination, mas malaki ang reduction ng HbA1c. Dito sa mga baseline na ang HbA1c is about 8%.
Let's go now to the second. Next slide, please. So this one shows you na greater ang reduction ng HbA1c kung mas mataas ang ating HbA1c. The higher is your HbA1c, the higher will be the reduction of about 1.8. So sa mga pasyente nating binibigyan, kung mataas ang HbA1c, natural mataas din ang reduction. Pero kung mababa ang HbA1c, mababa lang din ang reduction. Can we go to the next slide, please? Hindi nagsushow yung slide. Okay, next slide, please. Hindi nagsushow. So, HbA1c in 52 weeks showed sustained reduction, no? So, ang gusto natin sa mga gamot natin, hindi sandali lang nagre-reduce ng HbA1c. It must be sustained for a long period of time. In as much as 5 years sana, yun pa rin yung resulta ng pasyente, which could be shown in patients on combination therapy. As to the body weight, we know that one of the characteristics of empagliflozin is body weight. So, all those with, whether it is in combination or in single therapy, makikita nyo may weight reduction of about 2 to 3 kilos ang empagliflozin. Okay? Next slide, please. Meron ding advantage, alam natin, na yung empagliflozin do reduce our systolic blood pressure by 2 to 4 millimeters mercury. Kaya doon sa lahat ng may empagliflozin, we could see the same results, no? Next slide, please. So, linaglip, this is another study. Kanina, pinakita ko yung kanilang study sa dual therapy. Now it is a study on Japanese patients with type 2 diabetes. They compare linagliptin as an add-on, parang lina added lang ang EMPA. And the other one is combination. So what's the result? Could we have the result? So you could see here that EMPA with placebo, maliit lang yung reduction ng HbA1c as compared with empagliflozin. That could reduce your HbA1c by 1. And you could also see from your further to your right, there's a sustained HbA1c reduction and greater with combination therapy with that of empagliflozin given with placebo. Okay? Next slide, please. So now, we go now to the property of SGLT2. So, the new recommendation on all the society na nag-i-study ng blood, ng glucose or diabetes worldwide, nag-iba ngayon ng recommendation. Dinivide ang pasyente into patients with atherosclerotic, with chronic kidney disease, and yung isa, yung wala, no? So, they have recommended for patients with atherosclerotic and congestive heart failure as well as chronic kidney disease to give SGLT2 as the first or second drug of choice after metformin dito sa mga pasyente na to, because of the advantages that we see in their pharmacological study wherein they could decrease our weight, blood pressure, our BP, no? Kaya marami silang property, no? Kaya maganda silang gamot sa pasyenteng ito. So, it is the 2020 ADA guidelines. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na yung mga high risk at meron ng mga sakit sa puso at meron ng sakit sa bato, ang gusto nilang ipabigay sa pasyente ay SGLT2. Sorry for the slide kasi wala silang direct, no? I just airdrop the slides. So, same is true sa European studies on diabetes, and they have recommended once patient is diagnosed with atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, kaagad, immediately, kahit hindi metformin, kung wala pang metformin, ibigay na yung SGLT2. Tsaka na lang ibigay yung metformin kung kailangan pang i-reduce ang HbA1c. While those, so talagang ginawa siya as primary drug for these diseases. Can we, so ito yung category of moderate risk, high risk, and very high risk. And the drug is very useful for patients who are high risk and very high risk. So ito yung mga long duration of diabetes and have already a target organ damage. So very useful sila. Kaya they were given the SGLT2 as class 1 level A. So ibig sabihin, walang question asked, lahat ng study talagang put them into a stage wherein talagang nakakatulong sila sa ating pasyente. No question asked. Okay? So, this is the empagliflozin primary endpoint wherein they showed us that there is a 14% reduction in 3-point MACE. Next slide, please. So, this is the overall study of all SGLT2, the EMPA-REG outcome for empagliflozin, CANVAS for Invokana, and declared for dapagliflozin. And you could see that it is the empagliflozin who showed the highest reduction on cardiovascular risk of all of the SGLT2. As to the hospitalization to heart failure, so ngayon, meron na tayong mabibigay na gamot sa mga pasyenteng may heart failure na mababa ang BP. Dati wala tayong mabigay na, nakakross na yung kamay ng mga doktor. Pag mababa ang BP na may heart failure, we could give SGLT2 drugs. Kaya ngayon, ang present recommendation is to give empagliflozin as well as dapagliflozin as drug of choice for patients with heart failure. With the study, you could see the reduction of about 35% on hospitalization for heart failure with EMPA-REG outcome. So because of this, again, SGLT2 inhibitor was given a class 1 level A drug. So, as to the worsening nephropathy, again, for patients natin na meron ng mga micro as well as macroalbuminuria, but the eGFR must be more than 30, we could give them. Because once we give them for this patient, yung kanilang kidney problem or yung worsening kidney problem will be decreased to 39%. Babagal ang pag-progress into end-stage kidney disease. So, as to the heart, bibilisan ko to, no? Dapat cardiologist to eh. This is the Emperor Reduce. Pag sinabi niyo pong Emperor Reduce, it is a study of patients with heart failure with an ejection fraction of less than 40%. So, with this study, they give empagliflozin 10 milligrams, and to the other one is the placebo arm. So, the primary endpoint is the time wherein the patient have cardiovascular death and hospitalization secondary to heart failure. The second endpoint is that first or recurrent heart failure, and the slope of changing eGFR. Let us see the results. Can we, So, there was a 25% risk reduction on cardiovascular death or hospitalization for heart failure with empagliflozin. Next slide, please. Again, a 30% risk reduction in adjudicated total hospitalization for heart failure. That is first and recurrent. So, dami ng reduction. As to the decline, significantly slow down the decline of kidney function. Next slide, please. Comparing it with placebo, bumababa yung kidney failure ng 4.2 ml per minute per 1.73, ganong kabilis. But with empagliflozin, nag-i-slow down yung ating slope by 0.9 ml per minute per 1.73. So, there will be a reduction on the risk of end-stage disease by 50%. So, very good drug po siya sa lahat ng mga may kidney disease from mild, moderate. In severe type, limited lang yung kanilang eGFR with an eGFR of 30. Okay? So, sabi ng mga pasyenteng ginamitan sa Emperor, nagkaroon ba daw sila ng magandang pakiramdam? And most of them say yes. No, it is a 1 point. So, this is just the summary of the Emperor dose. Can I have my... So, now we have the DPP-4. So, we could conclude that our SGLT2 inhibitor is one of the best drugs in giving to our patients with heart failure, with kidney disease, and those with high risk, hindi pa nagkakaroon, pero sa kanilang mga baseline natin, history as well as laboratory shows that they are high risk. So ito yung mga pasyente nating merong history ng pamilya, na meron ng heart failure, na namamatay sa kidney, na napuputulan ng paa. They are the best medication, yung SGLT2. Now, pinapartner siya sa isang drug naman ng DPP-4 inhibitor called linagliptin. Linagliptin, we know is very easy. It is a drug na kung tawag natin ay, kung ikaw ay doktor, hindi ka na mag-isip. Kahit sino mabibigyan mo with linagliptin, wala ka nang iisipin. Why? Can I have my snacks? So, linagliptin can be given matanda or bata, pareho ang reduction niya. Whether end-stage kidney disease siya, mild to severe, and even dialyzing patient, we could give linagliptin. So, as to the liver failure, mabibigay din natin siya from mild to severe liver failure. So, as to the other medication, hindi siya masyadong nag-i-interact. Kaya napakaganda nito. Parang napakadali. Pagka binigay mo siya, wala ka nang iisipin, pwede siya sa lahat ng pasyente natin. Can I have my next slide? So, this is a study kasi sa Amerika hindi makakapasok ang isang drug unless they have the CBOT trial, proving that they do not push the patient into cardiovascular failure or high risk of death, So we have the Carmelina trial. So they have the Carmelina proved na hindi niya pinupush ang pasyenteng magkaroon ng MI stroke as well as death, Can I have my slide? So dito rin, we know that linagliptin, hindi siya nag-excrete sa kidney. That's the reason why pwede nating ibigay. Hindi siya nag-excrete sa kidney. Kaya Kahit na end stage, pwede siyang ibigay. Kaya sa mga pasyenteng may end stage, the same pa rin yung kanilang reduction ng kanilang HbA1c. And patient eGFR is sustained. Hindi nila napupush into kidney failure. Okay? So, dahil yun ang property nila, you could see that there is an advantage of reducing patients with chronic kidney disease, bumababa ang production ng albumin. We know that once we see ang albumin sa ating ihi, it is a risk factor for cardiovascular disease and a sign of deteriorating kidney. So, hindi lang kidney siya, kundi pati din yung cardiovascular risk tumataas basta meron tayong makikitang both micro and macro albumin. With this drug, it is proven with Carmelina na nagdi-decrease yung albumin ng pasyente na binibigyan ng linagliptin. Okay? So, as to hospitalization to heart failure, hindi niya pinupus. Neutral siya. Wala siyang, okay siya sa mga pasyenteng may heart failure. Next. So, sabi nga sa Carmelina, so it shows that linagliptin did not increase heart failure risk regardless of baseline characteristics such as heart failure, renal failure, atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, patients with insulin, and patients worldwide, world region, and ages from pinakamabata to ages more than 65. So, kaya with this, they are given the recommendation as class 2B. Okay? So, another trial. So, tayo talagang third world, Mahilig tayong magbigay ng issue. So, issue talaga yung binibigay natin sa mga pasyenteng hindi kaya. Kaya, they have a trial comparing glimepiride with that of linagliptin. And what is the result? So, yung result, this is the inclusion trial. Can I have the result? Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So, you could see that the effect of sulfa glimepiride with that of linagliptin 5 milligrams is the same. Walang pinagkaiba yung kanilang pag-decrease ng HbA1c. It is non-inferior also in 3-point MACE. So, pareho lang sila sa effect nila. When we say 3-point MACE, it's non-fatal MI, non-fatal stroke. Di ba? Okay? Next. Next. So, dito nagkaiba. Yung glimepiride natin, may hypoglycemia. Pero yung ating linagliptin did not cause hypoglycemia. Doon nagkaiba. So, we know that once patient have hypoglycemia, we put the patient into a cardiovascular risk or possible infarction or CBA. That's why we shy away our patients with diabetes to have hypoglycemia. So, yun ang advantage ng linagliptin with glimepiride in Carolina trial. Can I have my last slide? So, with Carolina and Carmelina provides evidence across a broad spectrum of type 2 diabetes duration that it is the cardiovascular and kidney risks are both included in this trial and proven na they are neutral and they are very safe for patients with kidney disease. Next slide, please. So, among the DPP, so makikita nyo, given as monotherapy with combination with SU, it is proven safe. Okay? So naka-check lahat with linagliptin versus other DPP-4 because we know that most of some of this DPP-4 except linagliptin na aalis sila or na-metabolize sila sa kidney. Kaya kapag may kidney failure, yung ibang DPP-4, we have to reduce down their dosage. Unlike linagliptin, ganun pa rin ang dosage natin. We don't need to reduce their dosage. Okay? So, the key points, it is a multifactorial approach, the diabetes care, the outcome-based and glycemic-based. Early intervention is appropriate therapy, rationale for combination, kasi alam natin early ang magiging lowering ng HbA1c. And we know that once we have diabetes, we have to control their HbA1c early in the disease. Kasi kung early daw na kukontrol ang HbA1c in their disease, there will be a legacy effect na throughout the years of their diabetic, mababa yung kanilang HbA1c. Pero pag pinabayaan natin yung pasyente dahil sa katamaran ng mga doktor na mag-add ng mga gamot para makontrol yung HbA1c, their HbA1c will be elevated for life. So we doctors have, dapat hindi tayo maging para bang tinatamad tayo pag nakikita natin, sige pa, dagdag pa ng dosage. But what is the true way of treating diabetes right now is to give them multiple drugs just to keep their HbA1c into a normal value. Kasi pag hindi, throughout their life, there will be elevated talaga yung HbA1c and they will be pushed into cardiovascular risk as well as complication early in their life. So with that, I say thank you very much.
Dr. Barcie, so kindly stay put because we will be asking a lot of the Bulacan Medical Society Awards. This award is presented to Dr. Maria Marcie C. Castillo to express our deep appreciation for imparting valuable contributions to the Medical Society as the District Director for the fiscal year 2020 to 2021. Thank you for representing District B, Marilao, Mikawayan, and Obando. Thank you for your service to our patient, frontliners, colleagues, and community given today, at Barcie. Thank you. Congratulations, Doc. Congratulations, Dr. Ninang. Mga masasabi ko ba, totoo ba, Jonas, as what we usually heard on the TikTok? So, totoo ba, Jonas? So, totoo that during this time of pandemic, the Bulacan Medical Society had stood strong. Its resilience to serve the physicians of Bulacan had remained firm and even more altruistic through the phenomenal leadership. As we take a look at this video and reminisce that it was all started with this. Eligible bachelor, colleague, our very own El Presidente, Dr. Alvin Silvino Clemente.
Good evening, everyone. Ganito po pala yung feeling ng pa-exit na. Iba, medyo relax pero kinakabahan pa rin po. To the PMA President, Dr. Maria Minerva Kalimag, good evening po, ma'am. Dr. I can still remember the time we spent in the United States during the American Society of Anesthesiologists Convention in Chicago in my residency days. Thank you, Doktora, for adopting me throughout the whole convention. Alam niyo po, noong time na yon, residente po ako. Siyempre po, limited ang budget. Nakita ko po si Doktora na nasa Chicago na umattend ng convention. Nilapitan ko po siya, tapos may kasama po siya mga medrep. Sabi po niya, you can join us for lunch, for dinner. So, simula po na hindi ko na po siya iniwalayan all throughout the convention. Thank you, Doktora, for your being so kind. To the PMA Central Luzon Governor, Doktora Agnes Fernando, thank you for gracing our event. To the BMS past President, Doktora Elpidia de Guzman, good evening po. Dr. Paul Camiña, good evening, sir. Doktora Marieta Katipunan, good evening po. Doktora Rosario Divina Perez, po. And most especially to my immediate past President, Doktora Adeline Gatmaitan. To the BMS officers, district directors, and BMS members, good evening. And thank you for being here tonight. Please sit back and relax as we discover the year that has passed through this audiovisual presentation.
Time, as we know it, passes by swiftly. In a million dreams, it was a surprise when I was told that I will be the standard bearer of the banner of Bulacan Medical Society Presidency in the year 2021. The weight of the name-plated medallion that carries each name of the past presidents of BMS since 1927 was truly both literally and symbolically heavy. Leading a group carrying a prestigious and noble profession was indeed an honor. As the medallion was heavy at the start, the weight ultimately became easy to bear with the help of my officers and district directors. Allow me tonight to walk you through with what had transpired during the entire year of the Bulacan Medical Society. Our journey started last July 31, 2021, with the 94th turnover and induction ceremonies of the Bulacan Medical Society. Immediately after the induction, the duty started. In August, as we are at the time in the middle of mass vaccination of COVID-19, Bulacan Medical Society participated as volunteer doctors for different vaccination sites to alleviate the scarcity of healthcare professionals. At the same month, the pursuit for continuing medical education started through a scientific activity entitled Pain Management, a rational approach to common pain condition, with yours truly as the speaker. As the pillars of this great organization, Bulacan Medical Society attended the leadership seminar hosted by the Philippine Medical Association. The first ever BMS officers meeting was held on the last day of August at the newly opened temporary office of Bulacan Medical Society located at the Haven Building, Ginhawa, Malolos, Bulacan. This temporary office was installed, giving way to the isolation tent built by the local government in front of our office at the Bulacan Medical Center compound to cater the overflowing surge of patients infected with COVID-19. How we wish that we can come back to our original office once again once the pandemic completely subsides. But as of now, BMS will continue to serve our members through the office that will be easier to visit for the time being. The first month of this term was exhilarating as the integrated bar of the Philippines, with the efforts of BMS Awards, our very own BMS COMELEC member Dr. Jerome Ontoy as the recipient of the Bagong Bayani Award for continuing to serve and fulfill his duty as a physician despite being hardly blown and recovered from severe COVID-19. September was one of the busiest months of the Bulacan Medical Society in preparation for the annual celebration of Medicine Week. Despite busy schedules, BMS still managed to contribute through the volunteer works to Bulacan vaccination sites through collaboration with Bulacan Red Cross and other organizations. Bulacan Medical Society participated vigorously with the Philippine Medical Association activities and made sure that Bulacan sits in the spotlight of every activity during the Medicine Week. In honor of our national hero, who happens to be a physician by profession as well, the Medicine Week kick-started off with a wreath-laying ceremony held at the Bulacan Provincial Capitol compound in front of the statue of Dr. Jose Rizal, alongside with the Bulacan heroes Gregorio del Pilar and Marcelo del Pilar. This event was simultaneously held together with the PMA component society over the country. The Philippine Medical Association prepared a week-long activity list for its member. However, due to its limitation of the pandemic, the PMA recommended simultaneous local component society activities to run alongside the national activities. Bulacan Medical Society never missed a chance to duplicate the activities locally to be in one with the PMA in this momentous celebration. BMS conducted a simultaneous scientific lecture on occupational medicine entitled Ergonomic in the Digital Era. BMS likewise conducted a scientific lecture on mental health, happy mind, happy body. BMS also conducted lecture on nutrition, basic nutrition for Filipinos. Bulacan Medical Society, as part of its community outreach program for the Medicine Week, visited its adopted community of elders in need. The society donated food, clean drinking water, milk, supplies, toiletries, and medicine to the Home for the Aged, namely Emmaus Ministry and Tahalang Mapagpala here in Malolos, Bulacan. During the Medicine Week, BMS paid tribute to our senior physician who even in their twilight years continue to inspire young doctors in serving the community through an activity entitled A Bidjoke Night to Remember. This activity showcased the talents of our senior physician members. The night was heartwarming and inspiring as our senior colleagues serenaded us virtually with Song of Hope and Songs of Love. The Philippine Medical Association hosted different national activities during the Medicine Week. Bulacan Medical Society has always been the front runner among this national hosted event, which started with the PMA Singing Physician Contest Group category as BMS members sang and gave their own interpretation of the song PMA, We Are One, showcasing the iconic landmark of the 1987 Constitution, the Baraswain Church. BMS likewise participated in the PMA TikTok contest with 3 entries, one of which won 3rd place in the said event. BMS members are not only expert in their field of medicine, but are creative in their own ways, as 2 entries of the society were finalists in the PMA Retro Attire Contest. BMS physicians truly are modern heroes. BMS member Dr. Catherine Ann Magcasi was awarded Outstanding Filipino Physician posthumous. The second BMS officers meeting was held at Casi's restaurant. Meeting held focused on the scientific committee in preparation for the scientific session for the 3rd postgrad course in February 2022. The first week of October came with important issues of hospitals and physicians with PhilHealth. The the PMA President called for a meeting to address such concern and roadmap the steps the PMA will take regarding the issue. The first BMS board meeting was held via Zoom. A review of past activities were discussed and future plans were presented. Among the important activities of this month were the completion of the requirements for the application of the registration of BMS under the Securities and Exchange Commission. In service to our community, BMS enjoined with the PMA in support with the Tycoon Marine victims through financial donations. Part of the monthly activities of BMS are monthly scientific sessions which cover different scopes and topics in medicine. The month of October's scientific activity focused on gastrointestinal health entitled A Quick Answer to Burning Question, Revisit to Dyspepsia. Speaker was Dr. Jason Roque. The third BMS officer meeting was held at Dr. Mario Loy's residence, which coincided with the BMS Halloween party. Officers came in their goat-inspired outfit. The month of November in the country is the height of the COVID-19 second doses and booster dose of vaccination rollout. Hence, activities of both the national PMA and local BMS were geared toward the national vaccination days. The monthly scientific activity of BMS for November was focused on bone health. The scientific lecture conducted was entitled A Hole in the Bone, Understanding Osteoporosis. Speaker was Dr. Hubert Paulino. In line with the topic of the monthly scientific activity, Bulacan Medical Society launched a monthly free bone screening program both for physicians and patients. This activity aims to focus on bone health and early detection of bone density problems for early treatment. This activity was held monthly thereafter to follow up treatment protocols given to both doctors and patients. The fourth BMS Officer Monthly Meeting was held at Cassie's Restaurant. The meeting focused on drafting of the BMS special projects and finalization of plans for the third postgraduate course. The first day of December was the first postgraduate course of the Philippine Neurological Society Bulacan Cluster. BMS participated and endorsed the said event with pride and honor. BMS likewise created a wellness exercise video alongside its member as activity for the BMS Health and Fitness Agenda. BMS once again stole the spotlight of the Philippine Medical Association Christmas Party by participating in various national hosted activities. BMS won the PMA photo contest, second place for its submission of a black and white photograph entitled Bukas, Tomorrow. Allow me to read you a snippet of the caption. Ang liwanag ng pag-asa ay mamumutawi at nakabalot sa buong pagkatao ng bawat isa, lalo't higit sa mga taong nasa laylayan ng lipunan. Wala mang kulay ang buhay para sa ilan. Nananatili ang liwanag ng pag-asa bilang gabay at katunayan na may marikit na kahihinatnan ang bukas. BMS won the PMA Parole Making Contest third place for its submission of an online consumerism-inspired parole made from recycled materials commonly gathered through online deliveries and orders. It was stunning when the parole was lit during the PMA Christmas party. During this month, the launching of Give Love on Christmas Day, Donate Your Gifts for Lolas in Need project was held. Due to successful donation campaign of BMS, was able to put a smile on the faces of the lolas of Tahanang Mapagpala through gifts and supplies provided. The topic for the monthly scientific activities entitled Anatomy of Metabolic Diseases, as discussed by Dr. Mario Loy Santiago via Zoom. Another typhoon hit the Philippines. BMS provided donations to the victim of Typhoon Odette, channeled through the PMA. In celebration of the Christmas Day, BMS held a face-to-face Christmas party attended by the BMS officers and past presidents, following the minimum health standards set by the government due to the pandemic. It was a night full of fun and laughter. This month is a busy month for the BMS, with its preparation for the upcoming third postgraduate course. The monthly pre-bone screening program still is being held every last Thursday of every month. The 5th officers meeting was held at Dr. Lisbeth Santo Tomas residence for the final planning and review of the upcoming second postgraduate course. The month of February 2022 was highlighted by the third postgraduate course of the Bulacan Medical Society, entitled BMS, Extending the Frontier of Knowledge. The event was held through a hybrid type of conference. The event took place at Felisa Jazz Pavilion following strict health protocols and was simultaneously streamed via Zoom. Interesting topics were presented during the scientific session with qualified experts on the subject matters as speakers. Everyone was so excited in this event. Was an opportunity to see face-to-face colleagues and friends after 2 years in the pandemic. One of the highlights of the third postgraduate course is the launching of the first Dr. Alberto Reyes Memorial Lecture. The launching was graced by the family of Dr. Alberto Reyes. Dr. Geogracias Reyes was the first speaker for the first memorial lecture in honor of his father's memories. February was also the PMA Central Luzon Regional Assembly, where BMS actively participated in the scientific committee. The PMA hosted a post-Valentine's virtual celebration at the same month. BMS participated and won second runner-up for the male category and fourth runner-up for the female categories on the PMA Puso ng Pagmamahal Valentine's Day Virtual Celebration Best Valentine's Attire. In the same month was the start of the BMS Special Project for the Community, kick-started with Responsible Youth of Tomorrow Project, a Reproductive Health and Teenage Pregnancy Awareness Project, incorporation of the reproductive health and teenage pregnancy topic in the module of teenage students at school, conducted by Dr. Jacqueline Calma. Continuing the Special Projects Marathon, in March, the Iwas HIV, Iwas AIDS project was also held in a lay forum on HIV awareness and preventive practices. An endemic disease in the country is at the importance as well. Hence, the campaign for TB-Free Bulacan was also held on the same month. Social mobilization is a small step to disseminate information and eventually educate people of scientific facts. The Save the Youth, Save the World project was held as well. This is a drug awareness campaign on the ill effect of illicit drug use. The care for the environment is a priority for the next generation's sake. The Environmental and Sanitation Project was held through donation of labeled trash can to proper waste disposals to local barangay units. This project was entitled, Alin, Alin ang Naiba, Ishoot Mo ang Tama. This same month, the BMS officer rode a boat to the remote areas of Pamarawan, Malolos, Bulacan to conduct an Operation Tuli mission to cater to residents of this service which has been hindered prolonged by the pandemic. March is the election period for the national position of PMA. BMS participated in a mixed online polling and on-site casting of ballots to practice the right to vote. It was an honest and peaceful election, thankful to our BMS COMELEC chairman and members. March was truly a gift for Bulacan Medical Society. It was the renaissance, a rebirth of the corporate life of our beloved society. It was during this time that after long months of accomplishing the requirements for application, the Certificate of Incorporation was released. Immediately after the release, the society applied for the Taxpayer Identification Number and registration with the Bureau of Internal Revenue. With this, BMS is now a legal personality as a society. Christmas came early for Bulacan Medical Society when our society was awarded a Certificate of Merit for Bulacan Medical Society by the Philippine Medical Association. Our society has complied with the reportorial requirements set by the Philippine Medical Association. The society has submitted without fail and earlier than deadline all quarterly reports, all remittances of PMA due paid by the members, all applications for transfer and new members. Yours truly was awarded by the Philippine Medical Association the Leadership of Merit Award for a successful leading the society to greater heights. Apart from this long list of activities of our society, I would also like to report to you the following administrative highlights of our society. The society was able to cater 313 numbers of certificates of good standing within an average of 2 days turnaround time. The society financial assets increased by 80% this year, with 100% PMA remittance of the annual dues from August 2021 to May 2022. The voters' turnout rate from the previous national election increased by 100% in this 2022 PMA national election. Allow me to likewise congratulate the BMS officers with 90 to 95% attendance rate in all BMS officers meeting. BMS members' death and disability mutual aid turnaround time of 2 to 3 months in average.
Okay, thank you. The year that has passed taught me a lot of things. I was truly hesitant at first when I was asked to be the president of Bulacan Medical Society. I asked myself, can I do it? I asked my friends if they think I am the man for the job. My friends told me that it was too early for me, that I am at the peak of my career as an anesthesiologist, and that this challenge may not be worth it, since it would take up a lot of my time with pure volunteerism and without any compensation. I literally had sleepless nights, for this decision will affect the members of the society in all of the Bulacan. For this decision to take the highest role for our beloved society will make a mark in history. I am a man of commitment. I am a man of honor. So I picked up myself and accepted the challenge. Now that my term is done, I have proven my friends wrong, because the truth is, it was worth it. I have proven myself that I can serve without anything in return. The sense of fulfillment is indescribable, unimaginable. I gained confidence. I rediscovered myself. I saw my strength and turned over my weakness for a better. More than anything, what can I say is, thank you. Thank you, everyone, that I gained a new set of family with my officers who stood by me along the way. I gained a lot of new brothers and sisters through the past presidents, most especially my board of directors, Dr. Rosario Divina Perez, Dr. Emmanuel Perez, Dr. Marieta Katipunan, Dr. Rosalinda Mendoza, and to my ever-supportive immediate past president, Dr. Adeline Gatmaytan. Dr. Adeline, I hope I made you proud. Whew. Those are my gains that cannot be measured with monetary value. I would also like to thank my immediate family here today for continuous love and support in every endeavor I enter into. I know that our two angels, our parents in heaven, are looking us, proud of what we all have become. Thank you, everyone.
The year has been great with the BMS because of each and every one of you. We have shown our mother organization, the Philippine Medical Association, what Bulaqueños can do and what Bulaqueño doctor can accomplish. For with BMS, together, we are one. I am Dr. Silvino M. Clemente Jr., your 2021-2022 BMS President, now signing off.
I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make.
So once again, thank you very much, Dr. Elvin Clemente. So all of us members of the Bulacan Medical Society are more than proud and honored to have you as our president. Congratulations on your leadership legacy. And of course, as a way of giving back and thanking those who have been a crucial part of his team and leadership, our outgoing president is giving this Presidential Service Award to the set of officers for 2021 and 2022. May I call on again our outgoing president, Dr. Elvin Clemente, to present the award, and our BMS treasurer, Dr. Philip Raymond Cruz, to assist in giving the award. So the plaque reads, the plaque here is hereby awarded to Dr. Bobby Galicia for his unwavering service as BMS Vice President 2021-2022, given this 3rd of June 2022 at the Barcie International Convention Center, Malolos, Bulacan. Signed, Dr. Silvino Clemente, President, Bulacan Medical Society, Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas, Secretary, Bulacan Medical Society 2021-2022. All right, we give the same plaque to all the officers with the same citation. May I call on Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas, Secretary. Dr. Grace Retuerma, Assistant Secretary. Of course. Next plaque goes to Dr. Philip Raymond Cruz, our treasurer. Another plaque of appreciation goes to Dr. Debbie Ann Oliveros, Assistant Treasurer. Please come up the stage, Dr. Jacqueline Calma, Auditor. Call on my handsome MC partner, Dr. Jason Roque, PRO. Our CME Coordinator, Dr. Lisbeth Santo Tomas. Head of the Scientific Committee, Dr. Mario Loy Santiago.
Now we will be awarding our esteemed district directors, starting off with Dr. Jovelyn Ramos Yu from the District 1. Next, District Director, Dr. Hubert Paulino from District 5. from my beautiful queen, Dr. Ruth Arrigue from District 8. Thank you to my beautiful co-MC, Dr. Ruth. And now, for the representative who will be receiving for Dr. Vanessa Roquero from District 4. Congratulations. Thank you, Doctor. So, now for our esteemed and hardworking BMS COMELEC committee, starting with the member, Dr. Jerome Ontoy. Our next awardee is Dr. Peter Marcos de Jesus, member of the COMELEC committee. And lastly, the chairman of the COMELEC committee, Dr. Hanily Faith Cervantes.
Thank you to all our outgoing officers, and that includes us, Jason. We recognize your valuable contribution and selfless efforts made for the society. A warm round of applause again.
So, Dr. Ruth, ito na ang exciting part. Okay? So, another milestone will be a highlight tonight as we unveil another Heart of the Bulacan Medical Society. So, kindly take a closer look to our screen to witness. We are all Bulacan Medical Society. the incoming Kuya President, Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas. further ado, we will proceed with the induction proper. May I ask our outgoing president, Dr. Silvino Clemente, of course, our incoming president.
Estudyante ko po si Jay. So, this is really something maganda at tinanggap mo ang hamon after all the activities and programs na pinagdaanan nyo together with Alvin. So, eto na talaga yan. Please raise your right hand, Jay, and repeat after me. I
J. Joseph Garcia Nicolas
of Bulacan Medical Society,
of Bulacan Medical Society,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
to the position of, do hereby solemnly
President,
I, do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
the duties and responsibilities of my position.
the duties and responsibilities of my position,
That I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution and bylaws
the Constitution and bylaws
of the Philippine Medical Association
of the Philippine Medical Association
and the Bulacan Medical Society.
and the Bulacan Medical Society,
And that I impose
and that I impose
this obligation upon myself voluntarily
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Everyone. Namaos po ako doon. Good evening, Dr. Maria Minerva Calimag, PMA President, Dr. Agnes Fernando, PMA Central Luzon Governor, Dr. Elvin Clemente, BMS, now immediate past President. Our BMS past presidents here today, officers, members, and guests. It is an honor and privilege to stand before you today. This is the moment. This is the moment that your once student is accepting the responsibility to lead this prestigious society, the Bulacan Medical Society. Yes, your student. I am proud to say that all of you here today were my teachers. Funny thing is, Dr. Minerva Calimag was one of my professors during my medical school days in the University of Santo Tomas. And Doc, even some of your children have been my mentors in their residency years during my clerkship days. The PMA Central Luzon Governor, who is heading 9 provinces, and all the BMS past presidents who were once a pillar of this society. You have shown and taught me that we all can serve voluntarily, carrying only dedication and commitment. The immediate past president, Dr. Elvin Clemente Jr., for guiding me through every step while working under him as BMS Secretary. The outgoing and incoming officers who mostly in my internship days at Bulacan Medical Center have been my mentors as well. My Philippine College of Occupational Medicine Bulacan chapter family here today, who have trained me not only to care for workers' health and safety, as it is my field of specialization, but also in administrative work, as I have served as chapter president for 2 years. A few of my classmates in my masteral studies in hospital administration are likewise here today, who have taught me that this life is a never-ending pursuit of knowledge. even at what age we are. My allied care experts, Medical Center Baliwag colleagues, who I work with, taught me humility and acceptance with every issues we solved together in bridging physicians to the nurses under me, being the director of the Nursing Services Department of the hospital. And of course, my first teachers, who I am always grateful and proud of, to whom, if not with them, I am surely not here in front of you today singing This Is the Moment. My papa and my mama. My two siblings, an elder one, but does not look older than me, who has taught me a lot of things in life, and a younger one who has taught me how this generation of young people thinks. Every people we interact with teaches us something. So you see, you are all my teachers, and so I am or was your student. Simple lamang po ang aking pinangarap noong ako ay bata pa. I dreamt of being a doctor so that I can be the Department of Health Secretary. Stepping stone ko po yun para makatakbo bilang isang senador katulad ni Dr. Juan Flavier. But the dream does not stop there. The dream is that through it, I will run for the highest position in the country, the President of the Philippines. This story is true. You can ask my parents about it. That dream was about 20 years ago. Let me borrow some words from my high school valedictory address. Let us always remember, a piece of wood, kahoy, could be made a center table in the Manila Hotel, or a pair of chopsticks used by the Prime Minister of Japan. Or it could be the slots of a pencil used by Michael Crichton in writing Jurassic Park. A piece of wood could be a door in the house of a squatter's area. Or it could be chopped to build a bonfire. It really does not matter what kind of wood we are or have. What matters is how we carve them, how we use them, and give it a role. The decision will always be ours. And so, after 20 years of that dream in mind, I found myself in a different path. I realized that being a doctor is part of a higher calling. To serve humanity in a personal kind of way, to touch lives of patients and carry their burdens, to play a role as part of the healing process on someone's life in their most difficult times. Our profession is truly a noble one. Tried and tested, pandemic or not. Saludo po ako sa ating lahat. And what greater honor can one imagine being given a privilege to serve and lead a group of selfless people in the medical profession here in our province? May hihigit pa ba sa paglilingkod para sa mga taong naglilingkod? Taus-puso po ang aking pasasalamat sa opportunity na ito. Dr. Elvin, I am sorry and I have to apologize. Pero kukuhanin ko na po sa inyo ang label of being the youngest ever Bulacan Medical Bulacan Medical Society President since 1927. Aminin na po natin, di man halata, ay mas may edad po kayo ng konti sa akin. For this coming year for Bulacan Medical Society, we will continue the reforms that were started already. We will continue focusing on organizing the business process flow of our society, as our society is now SEC registered with a legal personality. We must adhere to the requirements as set by the SEC. We will continue our social media campaigns for easy information dissemination and reach out as much more members as we can. We need to encourage more doctors to participate and cooperate in our projects and programs. We involve and empower our members through recruitment and inviting past members to be active again. The restrictions of the pandemic is now becoming lighter. This means more face-to-face activities for our society. We will continue having postgraduate conferences and continuing medical education activities. Our scientific activities will not only focus on the theoretical medical education, but we will also gear towards the theme of wellness and health for us physicians. After all, we as healthcare providers must be physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy. We will continue the Special Projects Program of Bulacan Medical Society in the hope to duplicate the activities to other municipalities as well. I invite everyone to join our activities. Masasaya po ang mga activities ng ating society. Nakakalimutan ang pagod kapag at the end of the day, we accomplished what has to be done. With the advent of the changes brought about by the past administration this year, hopefully, Bulacan Medical Society will be capable of decentralization one step at a time of the implementation of activities in our districts to reach out further the costs and goals of our institution. We will also form strong linkages with our specialty societies. This year, the medical community will be much in a hurry since the RA 1122-3 or the Universal Healthcare Law is fast approaching for a full swing. We will, as a society, prepare our members for this through awareness and education programs on where we as a physician will play a role in this government-issued law. A year is just as fast as the year that have passed. And tayo, as a society, ay dapat sulitin ang 1 year na ito ahead of us. Let us prove to others that we, physicians of Bulacan, are resilient and vigorous in the zealous passion of being God's anointed co-healers. The world in these times is paradoxically in constant struggle. This is our moment. Let us at Bulacan Medical Society be torches of hope for every struggling Bulaqueño, for every struggling Filipino, for every brother and sister in our profession. This is the moment. Let us integrate the craft that we have mastered for years in our practice, to serve with imperial honor, to either help or do no harm, to serve with impeccable dedication. This is the moment. Let us be a new generation of physicians who not only knows how to heal, but physicians who would fight head-on with the challenges of time. Konti na lang po. I thank God for this privilege of being your president. But of course, I cannot do this alone. I will be here to serve, support, and lead. But we need everyone. Let us remember that I plus you 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 plus everyone equals we. We are Bulacan Medical Society, and in BMS Together, we are one. Thank you very much. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Important responsibility of being BMS President has been passed on. This name-plated vestment has been likewise passed on from President after President. Carrying the names of past President before us, to our incoming BMS President, I now pass on this symbol of honor and great responsibility for our beloved Bulacan Medical Society. Carry the weight of this vestment on your shoulders with pride and continue to be a beacon that we, doctors of Bulacan, look up to.
Once again, congratulations, Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas. And now, we proudly present the new sets of officers for 2022-2023. Please proceed to the stage as your name is called, starting with the Vice President for 2022-2023, Dr. Lisbeth Santo Tomas. Philip Raymond Cruz. And our Assistant Secretary, Dr. Jacqueline Calma. Our Treasurer, Dr. Debbie Ann Olivero Samson. Our PRO, Dr. Grace Retuerma. Our Auditor, Dr. Hubert Paulino. The CME Committee Head, Dr. Jason Roque. The Scientific Committee, Dr. Mario Loy Santiago.
And now we will call on the district directors for 2022, starting with Dr. Camille K. Victoria, representing District 1 of San Ildefonso, San Miguel, San Rafael. Next is Dr. Mary Ann Florendo, representing District 2 of Baliwag, Bustos, Laridel. Dr. Alberto Salvador, representing District 3 of Angat, DRT, Norzagaray, Santa Maria, Pandi. Dr. Vanessa Roquero, District 4, representing San Jose del Monte. Dr. Janice Ancheta Prestes, representing District 5 of Malolos City. Congratulations. Dr. Tara Oliveros de la Cruz, representing District 6 of Kalumpit, Hagunoy, Paumbong. And representing District 7, is the beautiful Dr. Ruth Arrigue, representing Balagtas, Bukawe, Bulacan, and Giginto. Followed by Dr. Armin Prepuse, representing District 8 of Marilao, May Kawayan, and Obando. Last but not the least, may I call on the BMS COMELEC officers with the members, Dr. Jane Jelly Kaluwag, member. Congratulations. Dr. Barbara Gatiera, member. And of course, our new chairman of the BMS COMELEC Committee, Dr. Peter Barcos de Jesus. So,
I state your name of having been duly elected to the position of the Bulacan Medical Society, do hereby solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties and responsibilities of my position. That I will support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Philippine Medical Association and the Bulacan Medical Society. And that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
Of the Bulacan Medical Society. May I call to proceed on stage our young and new breed of BMS doctors, starting with Dr. Janica Lois Belderol. Please come on stage. Dr. Nehemias Esguera. Dr. R.J. J. Manapat. Dr. Bernard Leonel Payuyo. And Dr. Joanna Punong Bayan. May I call on our President, Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas, for the induction of the new members.
after me. I state your name. Of Bulacan Medical Society, having taken the oath of membership, do hereby solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Philippine Medical Association and Bulacan Medical Society, and that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God.
We now proceed with the awarding of Certificate of Appreciation. May we call on our newly inducted young President, Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas, together with our newly inducted, next to the youngest Secretary, Dr. Philip Raymond Cruz, to present the Certificate of Appreciation.
This plaque of recognition is hereby awarded to our President, Dr. Silvino Clemente Jr., for his unwavering service as BMS President of 2021 to 2022, and given this 3rd of June 2022 at Barcie International Convention Center, Malolos, Bulacan, signed by the newly inducted President, Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas, and the newly inducted Secretary of the Bulacan Medical Society, yours truly. Congratulations, Dr. Clemente.
Pleasant evening to all. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Maria Minerva Calimag, President of PMA, Dr. Agnes Lourdes Fernando, Government of Central Luzon, Dr. J. Joseph Nicolas, our President, Dr. Elvin Clemente, outgoing President, past Presidents, Dr. Adeline Gatmaitan, Dr. Rosario Divina Perez, Dr. Marieta Katipunan, Dr. Paul Camina, Dr. Elpidia de Guzman, officers, colleagues, and our families. Again, warmest welcome. These past 2 years have been challenging to us as medical professionals. We have made heroic acts, treating our patients and protecting our lives and families as well. And truly, our Lord Almighty never left us. He continued to guide us and protect us in this COVID era. Let us all pray and hope that this COVID would end the soonest. As stated in our mission, PMA, a dedicated and self-assuming service of the medical profession for a healthy Philippines and for the glory of God, its vision to have a fellowship of physicians united in the common goal of acquiring the highest levels of medical knowledge and skills through continuing education and research, and to promote the healing ministrations of the physician in the delivery of healthcare to patients. Let us continue strengthen our camaraderie, build a stronger foundation among other organizations, and embrace our responsibilities as good member of our society. In carrying out that responsibility, we should cooperate and safeguard the interest, reputation, and dignity of our society and colleagues. We should work in harmony and mutual respect. Ideally, we must encourage each other attending meetings, scientific lectures, and community outreach programs. let us also never forget our annual membership dues and keep our status active by keeping in touch with each other through active program participation as mentioned. This 2022, as we will remain enthusiastic and will work harder for the interest of our societies, colleagues, including our patients. I want to assure you that along with the help and cooperation of such hardworking and unselfish colleagues, we will continue to progress and achieve our advocacies. Again, all the best for us and congratulations to the new sets of officers and my sincerest thanks to our former officers. To God be all the glory. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lisbeth, Dr. Julian. So akala ninyo ito na yung exciting part. Pero meron kaming idinagdag. Okay? So kung malalaman ninyo, today's event is Hollywood formal. So of course, I'm dressed up together with my co-MC as Lady Gaga. Di ba kasi nga dahil dapat supposedly si Mr. James Cooper ako, pero nagmukha akong Boy Abunda sa salamin. But of course, the night will not end with the announcement of Stars of the Night. Okay? So we have 2 Stars of the Night. So may I call on our hardworking coordinator of this event, Mr. Christian Santos, to announce the Stars of the Night.
Thank you so much, Doctor. And our male star of the night is Dr. Armin Perpuse.
Sa harap, Dr. Armin.
To our male star of the night and our female star of the night. She is no other than Dr. Ruth Adige. Congratulations to the winner.
Congratulations to the 2 winners, our male and female stars of the night, Dr. Armin and Dr. Perpuse. Thank you na tayo.
Okay. Mukhang naghihintay pa sila ng more awards. Actually, thank you na po. So everyone, thank you for gracing this event. Thank you for dressing up elegantly and so ravishingly tonight. And thank you for being with us, and we hope you continue to support the Bulacan Medical Society.
So nakakatuwa kasi minsan lang ito mangyari after a long time of pandemic. We are out of our PPE and dress up this elegantly and fabulously. So thank you to all the organizers of this event. And tonight is still young, so let us enjoy the night. Thank you so much for coming.
Yahoo!